Is it possible to sue a company for daring to shift away from its founding idealism? I never knew it was possible until Elon Musk, one of the world's richest men, filed a lawsuit against OpenAI, the creator of ChatGPT. According to Musk, OpenAI, specifically its founders Sam Altman and Greg Brockman, have abandoned the startup's original mission to develop artificial intelligence for the benefit of humanity and not for profit. Almost a decade ago, Musk, Altman, and Brockman co-founded OpenAI, and in an interview a day after OpenAI officially opened, Altman told the world that he completely trusted Musk. So how come a decade later, Musk and Altman are locked in a public spat and looming legal battle? Is this truly a case of Musk's concern for humanity, or is there something more? Stay with us as we reveal to you the real reason why Elon Musk sued OpenAI. Over a decade ago, Sam Altman witnessed Musk's limitless ambition during a tour of SpaceX headquarters in Southern California, arranged by a colleague at Y Combinator. Altman, in his 20s at the time and having recently sold his first startup for a disappointing amount, was inspired by Musk, who was 14 years his senior, passionately discussing plans to send rockets to Mars. This experience left Altman with a newfound sense of determination. In 2014, Altman and Musk began exchanging emails about the risks of artificial intelligence, ultimately deciding that they should take charge if this potentially destructive technology became inevitable. And so, OpenAI was born, with Musk and Altman enlisting the help of AI scientist Ilya Sutskever and former Stripe Chief Technology Officer Greg Brockman as co-founders. And at its inception, OpenAI made it known to the public that it was created not for profit making, but for developing artificial intelligence in the way that is most likely to benefit humanity as a whole. To launch the company, Musk urged Sam Altman and the other founders to announce a $1 billion funding commitment to the public, an amount that far exceeded Altman's original plan. However, the group agreed and OpenAI was successfully launched. But 3 years later, trouble began to brew on the horizon as Musk began to get impatient and frustrated with the slow progress made by OpenAI in AI technology as compared to Google's DeepMind. In the end, Musk couldn't take it anymore, and in 2018 he proposed to bring OpenAI under his company Tesla. However, the group rejected his proposal, which made Musk decide to resign from the company and withdraw his $1 billion funding pledge. And according to Altman, Musk's decision forced OpenAI to seek alternative sources of funding from commercial backers like Microsoft. You would think that Musk's resignation from the company was the start of the feud between him and Altman, but on the contrary, after Musk left OpenAI, both of them continued to have a relatively good working relationship until the release of ChatGPT in 2023 and the rapid growth of OpenAI. Once ChatGPT was released, Musk and Altman began to criticize each other openly, with Altman once describing Musk as a jerk on journalist Kara Swisher's tech podcast, whose style he would never copy. Musk, for his part, never hesitated to blast at Altman whatever chance he got, and unlike everybody who's been wowed by ChatGPT, Musk has repeatedly criticized the chatbot and even went on to launch his own rival chatbot called Grok, which unfortunately has not received the same popularity as ChatGPT. The clash between the two finally reached its peak when Musk filed a lawsuit against OpenAI in a 35-page document detailing his account of the founding of OpenAI, as well as Musk's views on AI's danger to society. However, at the heart of the lawsuit lies Musk's claim that OpenAI violated an initial agreement to share its technology with the public and help humanity when the company took billions of dollars in investment from Microsoft and turned it into a profit-making company. Musk also claims that OpenAI has made significant strides in creating artificial general intelligence, AGI, referring to GPT-4, which, for Musk, poses perhaps the greatest existential threat we face today. What this means is that Musk believes that GPT-4 is an AI that can surpass human intelligence, but whether or not that's true, nobody knows. But the point is that Musk's suit against OpenAI would compel OpenAI to make its research and technology publicly accessible and prevent the startup from profiting from assets like GPT-4 to the benefit of Microsoft or any individual. In reaction to the lawsuit, OpenAI published a detailed blog post on its site featuring multiple emails supposedly exchanged among Musk, Altman, Brockman, and OpenAI co-founder and chief scientist Ilya Sutskever from 2015 to 2018. And guess what the emails revealed? Those emails showed that Musk knew and agreed with OpenAI's plan to create products to make money for their goal of building artificial general intelligence for the benefit of humanity. It also suggested Musk was okay with OpenAI being more secretive about their work to protect against misuse of their AI. The company's response accuses Musk, who launched his own generative AI company just last year, of professional jealousy, which may just be the appropriate term for the situation because the case is weak, as many legal scholars have pointed out. According to them, it's not very clear whether the court will agree with Musk that his discussions with Sam Altman about setting up a lab that's not for profit but for the good of humanity constitute a binding contract. One scholar, Andrew Stoltman, a securities lawyer and adjunct professor at Northwestern University Law School, called these kinds of discussions illusory promises, which unfortunately for Musk cannot be legally enforced in a court of law. Another scholar, Noah Feldman, a Harvard University legal scholar, noted that Musk's supposed contract contains a hole you can drive a truck through, and if there is no contract, then Musk probably doesn't have standing to sue, and his case could well be thrown out of court. So if this is such a weak case, why did Elon Musk decide to bring it up? Well, if there's one thing everybody knows about Musk, it's that he loves to pick a fight, and he has a history of getting himself into contentious lawsuits, which he sometimes wins. Besides, as one of the richest people in the world with a net worth of over $200 billion, Musk can afford to spend any amount of money in a legal battle against someone he feels has betrayed him. And he's made no secret that he feels betrayed by Altman. So, if his suit can eliminate a competitor, or at least divert their attention and incur financial losses that could otherwise be used to challenge him, why not? It's also likely that Musk hopes to use the suit to push OpenAI to disclose more information about its operations and how its business objectives have evolved in recent years. Another interesting aspect of Musk's suit is his claim that OpenAI's GPT-4 model is itself artificial general intelligence, meaning that the AI has intelligence that surpasses human intelligence. But is this claim correct? Musk certainly believes his claim, and among his complaints about OpenAI, he stated that since the company's board refused to tell the public that GPT-4 is AGI, which is supposed to be their responsibility under the company's charter, the board has failed in its duty and violated that clause in the charter. Still referencing OpenAI's charter, which states that under the terms of the company's strategic partnership with Microsoft, no AGI system should be commercialized by the tech giant, Musk added that OpenAI has commercialized GPT-4 by sharing it with Microsoft. The question now is GPT-4 truly AGI? Only a few people agree with Musk, and this brings us to an interesting thought, which is currently there seems to be no agreement on what artificial general intelligence is, and no basis to judge the point where an AI is up to par with human intelligence. So, if the only result of Musk's lawsuit prompts clearer definitions and benchmarks for intelligence and AGI, it could be deemed worthwhile. What do you think? Let us know your thoughts in the comments section below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video.
The remarkable life and legacy of Warren Buffett. Lessons from the Oracle of Omaha. Warren Buffett, often called the Oracle of Omaha, is a name synonymous with investing success and financial wisdom. From humble beginnings to becoming one of the richest people in the world, Buffett's life story offers invaluable lessons in persistence, frugality, and strategy. In this video, we'll explore the extraordinary journey of Warren Buffett, uncovering how his investments, decisions, and values turned him into a global role model for millions of investors. Who is Warren Buffett? Born in 1930 to Howard and Layla Buffett in Omaha, Nebraska, Warren Edward Buffett displayed an uncanny knack for numbers and business from an early age. Childhood talent. Known as a mathematical prodigy, Warren could add large columns of numbers in his head, a skill that foreshadowed his future in finance. Ambition. At a young age, he told a friend that if he wasn't a millionaire by 30, he'd jump off Omaha's tallest building. Luckily for us, he didn't have to. Let's dive into how Buffett built his empire. First investment at age 11. Warren Buffett's investment journey began at just 11 years old when he bought his first stock, 3 shares of Citi Service Preferred at $38 each. Early lesson in patience. Buffett sold his shares when the price rose to $40, making a small profit. However, the stock later soared to $200 per share. This taught him the importance of patience in investing, a principle he would carry throughout his life. Teenage entrepreneur. By age 13, Buffett had already started building his financial base. Paper route. Waking up at 4:30 a.m., he delivered copies of the Washington Post. On the side, he sold magazine subscriptions and calendars to his newspaper clients. By 15, he had earned $2,000, equivalent to $26,000 today. Investments. At 15, Buffett used $1,200 of his earnings to buy 40 acres of farmland in Nebraska, entering a profit-sharing agreement with a local farmer. Pinball machine business. At 17, Buffett and a friend invested $25 in a used pinball machine, placing it in a barbershop. The business quickly expanded to multiple locations, earning them $25 per week before being sold for $1,000. Education and early career. Buffett's academic journey shaped his investing philosophy. University of Nebraska. Graduated with a Bachelor of Science in Business Administration. Rejection from Harvard. After being rejected by Harvard Business School, Buffett enrolled at Columbia Business School upon learning that Benjamin Graham, the father of value investing, taught there. Mentorship under Graham. Buffett earned his Master of Science in Economics in 1951 and later worked for Graham in New York. During this time, Buffett also took a Dale Carnegie public speaking course, which helped him gain confidence and begin teaching investment courses at night. Starting his own partnership. In 1956, after Benjamin Graham retired, Buffett returned to Omaha to establish his own investment firm, Buffett Partnership Limited. Unique conditions. Buffett initially asked a doctor friend to find 10 other doctors willing to invest $10,000 each. 11 doctors agreed. Buffett invested only $100 of his own money initially, but reinvested his management fees to grow his stake. Growth. By 1960, Buffett managed 7 partnerships with over $1 million in assets. By 1962, he became a millionaire, managing partnerships worth over $7 million. $1 million of which belonged to him. The turning point, Berkshire Hathaway. Buffett made his most famous acquisition in 1962. Berkshire Hathaway, a struggling New England textile company. Initial investment. Buffett began buying shares after a dispute with management. Challenge. Despite his efforts, the company continued to lose money, and its textile business was clearly declining. Strategic shift. In 1967, Buffett made a radical decision to pivot Berkshire Hathaway from textiles to investing in other businesses. Insurance companies. Buffett used cash flow from Berkshire's new insurance subsidiaries to fund further investments. Result. This marked the transformation of Berkshire Hathaway into a holding company, laying the foundation for its success. Today, Berkshire Hathaway owns over 1,000 companies, with total assets exceeding $700 billion. Becoming a billionaire. In 1990, Berkshire Hathaway began selling Class A shares, officially making Buffett a billionaire. Notable investments. Buffett focused on long-term, value-driven investments in companies like Coca-Cola, Apple, and American Express. Wealth growth. Today, Warren Buffett is worth over $100 billion, making him one of the richest people in the world. Buffett's frugal lifestyle. Despite his immense wealth, Buffett lives a remarkably modest life. Home. Buffett resides in the same Omaha house he purchased in 1958 for $31,500, around $315,000 today. He famously avoids mansions and luxury properties, choosing instead to live simply. Daily routine. Buffett starts his mornings with a $3 and a minton McDonald's breakfast. He prefers spending time reading, learning, and making investment decisions. Lesson: Buffett's lifestyle demonstrates the power of frugality and focusing on what truly matters. Philanthropy, giving back. Warren Buffett is as famous for his generosity as he is for his investing acumen. The Giving Pledge. In 2010, Buffett co-founded the Giving Pledge with Bill Gates, encouraging billionaires to donate most of their wealth to charity. Buffett has pledged to give away 99% of his fortune. Notable donation. Buffett donated $28.3 billion worth of Berkshire Hathaway shares to the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, one of the largest charitable contributions in history. Impact. Through his philanthropic efforts, Buffett has not only shared his wealth, but also inspired others to think beyond material success and focus on making a difference. Timeless lessons from Buffett. Warren Buffett's life is a masterclass in investing and personal finance. Here are key takeaways. Start early. Buffett began investing at 11, giving him decades to compound his wealth. Be patient. His early lesson with Citi Service Preferred taught him the value of holding investments long-term. Live modestly. Despite his wealth, Buffett prioritizes value over luxury. Seek mentorship. Learning from Benjamin Graham shaped Buffett's philosophy of value investing. Focus on the long term. Buffett avoids speculation, instead focusing on companies with solid fundamentals. Give back. True wealth isn't just about money, it's about making a positive impact on the world. Conclusion: a legacy of wisdom. Warren Buffett's journey from a paperboy in Omaha to the Oracle of Omaha is an inspiring tale of hard work, discipline, and vision. His principles, start early, invest wisely, and live modestly, are lessons we can all apply in our lives. Call to action. What's your favorite lesson from Warren Buffett's life? Let us know in the comments below. That's all for now. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more stories of financial wisdom and success.
A land where economic history reads like a suspense novel, the Netherlands. You might think of tulips and windmills, but there's so much more beneath the surface of this small but mighty nation. The Dutch didn't just stumble into modern economics, they practically wrote the first chapters. Picture this. Centuries ago, they were already mastering international trade, setting up corporations, and yes, even pioneering financial markets. But it wasn't all smooth sailing. They've seen boom and bust cycles so wild, it makes today's stock market swings look like a mild roller coaster ride. Fast forward to now, and the Netherlands isn't just keeping up, it's leading the pack in productivity. Think of it as the productivity champ of Europe, rubbing shoulders with economic heavyweights like the USA. But here's the kicker. They've managed to achieve this while still prioritizing quality of life. Imagine a country where part-time work isn't just common, it's the norm. Thanks to a culture that values a well-rounded life over workaholic tendencies, the Dutch have nailed the art of balancing output with happiness. And let's talk resources. The Netherlands sits on a gold mine of natural gas, enough to make any economy drool. But here's where it gets interesting. They've chosen to leave a significant chunk of it untapped. Why? Environmental concerns and a little thing called Dutch disease, where reliance on one industry can backfire spectacularly. Speaking of which, their history reads like a cautionary tale for other economies. They've learned the hard way not to put all their eggs in one economic basket. It's a lesson in diversification that many could stand to learn from. So, how did they pull it off? It's a mix of foresight, adaptability, and a knack for balancing risk and reward. The Dutch aren't just thinking about tomorrow, they're paving the way for it, all while ensuring today is pretty darn good. In a world where economic success often comes at the expense of well-being, the Netherlands stands out as a beacon of how things can be done differently. It's not just about GDP numbers here, it's about human development indices that soar and a society that values progress without leaving anyone behind. So, Why does the Netherlands do things so differently from other wealthy nations? And should their model be a blueprint for others to follow? The Dutch approach is a tale of pragmatism and foresight. They've long understood that economic success isn't just about raw output. It's about quality of life and sustainability. Unlike some economies fixated on relentless growth, the Netherlands prioritizes balance. They've mastered the art of fostering a productive workforce while ensuring people have time to enjoy life, a model where part-time work isn't a compromise but a choice. And should other major economies follow suit? Well, the Dutch model offers a compelling case. It's a testament to how a strong financial sector can fuel growth without sacrificing stability. Amsterdam's historic stock exchange isn't just a relic, it's a testament to their commitment to long-term investment and economic resilience. So, should we put the Netherlands on the Economics Explained leaderboard? Absolutely. Their blend of economic prowess, societal balance, and historical resilience makes them a standout example in today's global landscape. Whether it's their commitment to sustainable growth or their innovative financial strategies, the Dutch model offers lessons that transcend borders. In a world where economic paradigms are constantly evolving, the Netherlands stands as a testament to what's possible when innovation meets prudence. So, whether you're an investor looking for opportunities or simply curious about the forces shaping our economies, keep an eye on the Dutch. They're rewriting the rulebook, one tulip at a time. At its peak, the Dutch merchant fleet was a behemoth, dominating European shipping with a capacity that rivaled half of the continent's total. The Dutch East India Company in particular stands as a pioneer of multinational enterprise, but let's put things in perspective. Claims of its astronomical value, like a $7 trillion market cap in today's terms, are often exaggerated. To contextualize, that would be like Apple today having a market cap of $700 trillion. Unthinkable. The wealth of the 17th century was a drop in the ocean compared to today's global economy. Adjusting historical figures to modern standards is fraught with challenges, and other companies of the time, like the Mississippi Company, had higher market valuations, albeit under dubious circumstances. But beyond the history lesson, these early Dutch ventures laid the groundwork for modern economic strategies. Despite setbacks, including French occupation and the loss of Belgium, the Netherlands adapted. By the 19th century, they embraced industrialization and leveraged a business-friendly environment to regain footing. Fast forward to the aftermath of World War II, and another twist, the discovery of vast natural gas reserves. It seemed like a windfall, a boon for an energy-hungry Europe. However, this discovery wasn't without its downsides. Enter Dutch disease, a term coined when a sudden resource boom disrupts a nation's economy, leading to over-reliance and neglect of other sectors. The Netherlands faced a dilemma: how to harness newfound wealth without succumbing to economic imbalance. Their solution? Strategic investment in infrastructure and technology, ensuring that prosperity was shared across society. It's a lesson in managing abundance responsibly, a balancing act between short-term gains and long-term sustainability. Dutch disease, a phenomenon where a sudden resource boom can disrupt an economy, is a cautionary tale. Yet, the Netherlands managed it better than most, leveraging their existing wealth to mitigate its impacts. They taxed short-term gains from natural resources to fund long-term investments in diverse industries, a strategy that's harder to implement in poorer countries where immediate gains could drastically improve quality of life. Today, the Netherlands shines as an economic powerhouse, driven by a diverse range of high-value industries. Its allure for global businesses is undeniable, offering a business-friendly environment coupled with a robust legal system and a multilingual workforce. This combination has made it a strategic hub for international operations within the European Union. But what truly sets the Netherlands apart isn't just its economic prowess. It's their unique blend of business acumen and egalitarian values. Part-time work isn't a compromise here. It's a choice supported by legislation that promotes work-life balance without penalizing career progression. This approach has elevated labour force participation rates, even surpassing the workaholic culture of the USA, all while maintaining a generous social safety net. Moreover, the Netherlands proves that economic success doesn't require overworking its people. Instead, it champions a balanced approach that values both productivity and well-being, a luxury few economies afford. Now, while the Dutch model may not be easily replicated elsewhere due to unique historical advantages and infrastructure, it offers valuable insights. It shows how strategic investments, prudent economic policies, and a supportive regulatory framework can foster long-term prosperity. The Netherlands may be small in land mass and population, but with a GDP of over $1.1 trillion, it's the 17th largest economy globally. Given its size and output, the Dutch economy scores an impressive 8 out of 10. However, growth has been lackluster. Despite resilience, the country struggled through the Eurozone crisis and subsequent slowdowns. Recent trends are positive, but with sluggish growth averaging around 1% annually over the past decade, it scores a 3 out of 10 in this category. The Netherlands has successfully diversified beyond natural resources to tourism, finance, trade, and high-yield agriculture. This resilience earns it an 8 out of 10, noting its smaller footprint in global corporate giants. With an average score of 7.6 out of 10, the Netherlands secures a strong position on the Economics Explained leaderboard. Its blend of productivity, stability, and strategic industry focus showcases a model that balances tradition with innovation. Thanks for watching. Please like the video, press the subscribe button, and also drop your thoughts in the comment section.